Those two strategies are used hand in hand to create actions which activists can turn to their advantage. When they do this correctly, they can create imagery that paints them as the underdogs even when they are the aggressors. It's social and political jujitsu. It's exactly what they're doing in Portland. That's why I always point out the most important factor with Portland, Seattle, and most of these protests are that these people, the far left, are going to a building, the federal courthouse. The feds can't pick the building up and leave. They literally cannot retreat. So Antifa knows they can show up every day, use moms to say, we're peaceful protesters being attacked. Then they take those pictures of sympathetic victims and they can claim they're being repressed. It is quite literally the goal of Antifa to attack the police so the police have no choice but to clear the crowd. And then what do? They show an image of a mom being beaten. And they say, why are the feds beating the moms? Antifa is forcing them to do it. Yes. You can argue that the feds could stand back and do nothing. But many of these officers are being injured and fires are being started. They're putting the cops in a decision dilemma. That's the point. That's what's being said. What can they do? Stand back and do nothing? Have the fires just tear through the building or spread around the outside? The fences get torn down, or they can try and defend the building. So when they come out after the fences are torn down and yell at the crowd, get back, what do? They stand behind a mom or a vet and then say, look, they're attacking the mom. When in reality, the mom is in one video actually trying to pull down the fence with them. It's all propaganda. They're trying to force this perspective. Many journalists will get sent a press release and photos and they'll say, ooh, that's a good story. I'm going to get a bunch of clicks. Officer bad. Innocent woman attacked. They'll ignore the context because it's easier just to release the press release with a photograph than actually do real reporting. You'll have some real journalists like this guy from the AP who actually went in the building and showed what was going on with the police. And you'll have a lot of fake news journalists that say, I support them and want to help them subvert, in which case they'll gleefully publish this and even embellish more to help out. There's been a lot of sympathetic coverage in the media. Much of it revolves around so-called wall of moms. The media stories that these moms are acting to protect the protesters from vicious police. However, it's just another strategy of the same activist playbook. And that strategy is lead with sympathetic characters. It's exactly what it sounds like. They put sympathetic people out in front to garner sympathy and create the appearance of underdogs fighting an uphill battle against powerful interests. The protesters have highly developed theory of protest optics. They understand videos can be sliced and diced to tell a certain story. So the story that resonates with people most wins. They're intentional in trying to create moments on video that can go viral. That isn't to say they aren't also intentional in doing damage. They are. The book Black Bloc White Riot, Anti-Globalization, and the Genealogy of Dissent by author A.K. Thompson is the starting place for their theory on what counts as violence and when violence is justified. I'm not going to go into the full details of that book, however. He ultimately ends by saying, the violence is intentional, where the wall of moms is meant to win hearts. The Black Bloc is there to intimidate. If police react to the violence with arrests, the wall of moms is there so protesters can claim the police attacked moms. See how the game works? What I want you to get from this is that none of what you are seeing is happening spontaneously. These are high-level tactics that are given to people supported by a well-organized protest infrastructure. Where do you think all the people making the shields come from? These radical protesters have organized an infrastructure to, in their words, disrupt, dismantle, and deconstruct your society. It's beyond that. Many of these people are actively supporting the Democratic Party. They want Trump to appear as Cheeto dictator. That means they need pictures of the feds hitting a mom. The moms are extremists the same as anybody else. As I've stated before, if you link arms and protect a bank robber inside a bank, actively robbing that bank, you're an accomplice protecting them. If you walk outside and stop the cops from arresting them, you are an accomplice to that crime. However, all that matters is the picture. Most people will see the headline, mom beaten by Fed, and they'll say, geez, what is going on? And they won't know the context.